this entire video is just going to be me taking this engine out, various steps, and yeah, let's get to it. The first thing I'm going to do is drain the oil. Yeah, we're going to drain the oil. Yeah, I'm going to use a hand pump for that. Stay tuned. So I've got the oil line, drained the tank, and I just unhooked the, where is it? This line here, drained it all out to a little yogurt container. Now I'm going to disconnect this oil return line here. I'll disconnect the filter. There were some tie wraps on there. I took those off already, but same deal. Just kind of drain it into a yogurt container. All right, so the fuel send and return lines have now been disconnected. Right here on the magneto side, and right here on the PTO side. Now, there wasn't any fuel in the lines, but you might have fuel in your lines, in which case, you know, this disky hasn't run for probably 6 years, so wasn't any fuel in there. Now, these are the factory lines and the factory what do you call them, clamps, and I don't think you can reuse these. I'm not sure what this is called, but they're a little tricky to get off. I just kind of stuck a screwdriver in the little opening there, pried it wider a little bit, and then pushed it off with a flathead screwdriver, and then forced the line off. So these are a little tricky to deal with. I won't put anything like that back on again, but anyways, just a heads up. The fuel lines are off. I'm taking the muffler off, and these two bolts here are a 13mm hex. Real straightforward to get off. There's a couple pig bolts here though. They're just a nightmare. So what you're gonna need is well, you can actually, this one's not too bad. You can get a, you know, you can get a 13mm wrench on that, so that's not a big deal. But over here, there's one that's really close to the hull, and I've already got. I'm not going to take this off, but I've got a 13mm socket on there, and I'll try to get the light over here so you can see. Yeah, so you can see I've got the 13mm socket just kind of jammed on there with the 1/8" connector, and I'll just use an extension and ratchet that out. And then there's one more real tricky one down there, and yeah, we'll see about that one. Alright, I'll show you how I'm getting this bolt down in there. What I'm doing is I'm just taking my 13mm stubby, resting. Oh, well, look, I think, did I bend that? No, I don't think so. Anyways, I'm just resting my, forearm, kind of like this, and reaching underneath the muffler. It's actually fairly comfortable. Just on it. See, I'm turning it just like that. So I've got my forearm underneath the muffler like this, hooking onto it. It works fine. The other bolt on the other side came out just fine. And so then these look like 10 mil right here. Just loosen those off, loosen this whole muffler up. Some straps back here. Take those off, and then the whole muffler should just come apart in pieces. Once you get that muffler out of there, things get a lot easier. The manifold needs to come off as well, I believe. Oh yeah, that's what I did the last time I took an engine out, so yeah, keep going. Sometimes these mufflers can be really stuck on there. I just pried this one loose. All the bolts have been taken off. I'm going to show you a little trick that I use. So I don't know where I got this, but it was this is a really nice pry bar, and it's a little tab. It's a little tab on the top of the muffler right here. It has a little 4 on it actually. We say just position this against this gasket here, and then so that's right here. I've already pried this one loose a little bit, but I'm just showing this for demonstration purposes. And then with the other end of the pry bar, just lean it against that little tab there and push towards the front of the Sea-Doo. And it should do 2 things at once. It'll lift this part up and push this part back. I find that works really well. Something I've been doing lately. Hope that helps. So if your Sea-Doo won't start or is running roughly after winter time, I'm actually just taking this engine out of this jet ski. But you might want to check the air intake, because here's a case where the mice have built a nest in there, and they can get in there through the air. Get in there through the air box here. There's 2 nice little holes there for a mouse. Come in through there, through this pipe, and directly into the. That's a nice little hiding spot there. So anyways, so we got the muffler pieces off. I'm gonna leave the water box in just because. It doesn't really need to get taken out. So you clean up this mouse nest here. I'm going to see if it's possible to get this out without taking the drive shaft out. That would save me a lot of time, but yeah, we'll see. I think that should be possible. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, the next thing we have to do is I just remove the positive terminal from the starter motor. The next thing we're going to have to do is we're going to remove this electric box right here, and that comes out just by unhooking this tab right here, and then you can slide it out, pull it out. But there's no way of unhooking the magneto without taking off this cover and then pulling the starting gear to get behind there. It's a lot easier to disconnect the magneto from the electric box, and yeah, so what we're going to do now is that's the step we're going to do now. Right now we're going to disconnect the magneto from the starter box. So we've got the starter box here, and I've got the lid off it. Our magneto comes in right here. We've got 4 wires. We've got the red wire, yellow with a red stripe. We've got a black one, and a black with a yellow stripe, which is this guy here. So yeah, you just want to remove those four wires, and then you can unscrew this and pull that out.